Hey guys, Gretchen here. This is going to be is this number 3 mushroom video? I think this is number 3 mushroom video. There is one more after this. The one after this will have a couple of mushrooms that you're probably not super familiar with. And I'm going to throw the Usnea lichen in there with that. That is not a mushroom, it is a moth. So the 3 mushrooms that we're going to go through today are going to be reishi, shiitake, and turkey tail. Reishi, everybody's heard about at least a little bit, right? The immortality mushroom, the spirit mushroom, the super mushroom. Anyway, reishi. Ganoderma lucidium. It's been set around for millennia, thousands of years, literally thousands of years. In ancient Japan, recorded over a millennia ago, it was reserved for only the Emperor of Japan and his people, not for the little people. Like kind of like it's like a Garicon up in the Celtic neck of the woods. You know how a Garicon, the queens and kings would travel with it. It was so bougie. It was a bougie queen king mushroom. This is the same thing, bougie, right? Emperor mushroom. So this one is also a phase 2 liver detoxifier. I don't know if you caught that part. Phase 1 liver detoxifier helps with like the blood and all of that. This is also a phase 1, but phase 2 liver detoxifier, because we have 10,000 things going into our liver and 10 coming out. And that liver is expected to clean our blood. It's expected to clean every system in your body, bowels, all of it. It's all expected to clean all of those toxins out of it. So these phase 2 liver detoxifiers are super helpful because 10,000 versus 10, and you know when you're in trauma, you are self-medicating. I mean, you can lie to yourself, whatever, but we all self-medicate. Some of us self-medicate with alcohol and drugs, and that's where the systems come back in. Regardless of what you medicated with, you damaged your body in your trauma state just being in trauma, because we send those extra hormones to our gut, and we talked about that gut-brain bidirectional conversation it has. If the gut is disturbed, it disturbs the brain. If the brain is disturbed, it disturbs the gut. And if the gut is disturbed, other systems are out of whack. So reishi. Reishi is really, really cool. There are toxic doses of this mushroom. You can overdose on reishi. Yeah, you definitely can overdose on reishi. This one is the beta-glucans, because we said it was a phase 1 and a phase 2 liver detoxifier, so it is what is called a full spectrum liver cleanser. Really amazing for people who like when you were self-medicated, especially if you were a binge alcoholic. It's a really great one for you. Those beta-glucans, all those mushrooms have those beta-glucans in there. Whee! This one, the beta-glucans in this one helps get rid of those bad LDL, and it helps keep your heart healthy. You'll a lot of times see reishi paired up with garlic or hawthorn for heart patients from different clinical herbalists, from traditional Chinese medicine practitioners and from Ayurvedic. And now it's finally catching on in the medical world, where they're using actual cures along with their prescription drugs. You notice they don't call it prescription medicine, right? They call it prescription drugs. Anyway, so it helps give you extra energy. That's those beta-glucans in there too. And it's an adaptogen. So the adaptogen, what does that mean? We've spoken about this before. Where, like with chaga. Chaga is an adaptogenic. So the adaptogens feed those adrenals, which are those hormone-producing centers that sit on your kidneys. So they feed those adrenals, and when they nourish those adrenals, because they're an adaptogen, it sends out that energy as you need it, instead of like coffee, which depletes those adrenals and gives you that big burst of energy, and then you're just like, oh, I just need more coffee, dude. Give me one more shot of espresso. Reishi feeds those adrenals, and it gives you those little bursts of energy as your body needs it. It's effective with COPD patients, very effective with COPD patients because it's an immune modulator. It pairs well with cordyceps and chaga for that lung support. I also always recommend mullein for the lung support, spelled M-U-L-L-E-I-N. I sometimes call it mullein, sometimes mullein, but it pairs well with cordyceps. We spoke about that in a previous video, and chaga also in a previous video. Chaga has the DNA repair support, and cordyceps gets that extra oxygen to the blood, which helps to take a lot of the toxins out of your blood, but it also helps to give you a better respiratory operating system. Okay, so it's an immune modulator, and what that means is it will adjust up or down depending on what your body needs. So you eat this mushroom, you take the supplements for the mushroom. I wouldn't eat it, it tastes terrible. And it activates the NKCs. We talked about the natural killer cells. Those are the cells that our body produces to get rid of those big badass things like cancer and such. And it helps with autoimmune disease. So autoimmune disease, it helps to adjust. Like I said, it's an immune modulator. So if you need it up, it goes up. If you need it down, it goes down. It does what your body needs. It's really, really great at detoxing pathogens and toxins out of the body. Well, pathogens are toxins. So if you hear the word pathogen, equate that to the word toxin. It removes those from your body. 1 drop of liquid tincture, and then you'll add more and more. Always start low with these mushrooms. Does have a toxic dose. You can overdose on reishi. I am not a doctor. I am a certified master herbalist. The information I am giving you is information I have, and it's just information for you to use. What you do with this information is not my business, and I take zero responsibility with anything that you do with this information. Zero responsibility. What you do is on you, boo. Anyway, so any form of this, you do really get some good results with any form. If you're looking for the energy part, I would say hit the liquid. If you're looking for like the liver benefits, do the powder, because with powder you get more of those beta glucans. With any of these mushrooms, you can do, a lot of times you can do the liquid tincture. However, that being said, the powder is going to have the best benefits to it because it will keep those beta glucans intact. So just throw those bad boys in your mashed potatoes, throw them in your smoothies, throw them in your gravy. You can throw them in food. Plus these mushrooms, they kind of give your food like more of an umami taste if you're making savory dishes. All right, so what else? Oh, blood thinners and heart meds. Talk to your doctor before taking reishi. It can have some bad results depending on where you are with your treatments and how bad off you are. 40 grams is too much. You cannot take more than 40 grams in a day, okay? What the normal rate for a normal human being is 1 gram. 1 gram a day, which is about 2 capsules. Take that maybe 2 times a day. Okay, and that's if you're maxing out, if you really need that liver help. Max time would be 4 grams. 4 grams would be your maximum. Okay? Yeah. It can become its own natural blood thinner if you take too much of it. So keep that in mind. I mean, there are some contraindications with some of these mushrooms, and I will give those to you. But again, I am not a doctor, so what you do with this information is up to you. It's just me giving information from me to you. That's all it is. Informative video. Next up. Oh, I don't know. It's okay, boo. I know I'm a wackadoodle. It's all good. All right, so shiitake. Shiitake is a lot like portobello in the fact that it's a cap and stem with gills. So shiitake you can also take and flip gill side up, put out in that sun for a couple hours, give it that little sunburn, and it will give you that extra boost to vitamin D if you happen to have a condition that requires vitamin D, or if your body's not producing vitamin D, or if you need vitamin D. If you're not an outside cat, if you're an inside cat, you might need some extra vitamin D. The nutrition in this one is really great nutritionally, and the polysaccharides in this bad boy are amazeballs. Why are polysaccharides important, Gretch? They're important because those are the bad boys that fight the cancers in our body. And yes, during your trauma time, you may have damaged your body so badly that you have cancer. Because it does happen. I mean, you can get something clogged up, and if it's not dealt with, then your body eventually just creates cancer. So, all right, this one is great for the immune system of the bowel. So if you have irritable bowel, Crohn's, constipation, diarrhea, any of those like upset tum-tum things, or if you're just trying to repair your gut, because we've spoken about, and even in this video, I think we touched on it briefly, the bidirectional communication system between the brain and the gut. So we do need that gut repaired to repair that brain to get out of the trauma. So, and plus we just want to repair these systems. So the immune system of the bowels, for vegans and vegetarians, this is a complete protein. It has all 8 amino acids that are needed in a protein. Complete protein. So next time your meat eater friends say, what do you eat for protein? You can say, shiitake, bitches. It has all 8 amino acids. And you? Question mark. All right. We talked about the sun and the portobello. Get that extra vitamin D. Alpha-linoleic acid is one of the things it has, which is an omega-3 like you get in fish oils. It does convert to either EPA or DHA into your body, depending on what your body needs. So liver will take from these, like chaga. The liver takes the omegas, takes all the, wow, I might, like my notes are so teeny tiny at this point. Anyway, so this is really great liver things. It helps with the liver detoxifier. And like chaga, it is also a DNA supplement. So remember how we talked about with chaga, with all the environmental toxins and all the toxins from our food and all of that, how it unravels your DNA. It unravels your DNA and it kind of caps it off, and we need to repair that DNA, because without like unraveled kind of partial like little wimpy DNA down here, your body can't really heal and be its best body. So shiitake, like the chaga, does that DNA repair. So it's a really, really great one. It's one that's pretty easy to wildcraft, but just make sure that you know where you're getting it. Outside you get more of a diverse. This is also really great for getting rid of the bad LDLs and helping to encourage good cholesterol and good heart health, good blood health too. So this one, when grown outside, it gets a really diverse environment and gets all those really great polysaccharides. However, I want you to keep in mind what I'm telling you the mushrooms do for your body, they do for the earth, right? They clean up the earth. So if you are in an area where the mushrooms grow super fast or super abundantly, take a look around, okay? Don't forage if there's a road nearby. Don't forage. That means a parking lot too, boo-boo. If there's anywhere that a car can access within, I don't know, I say a mile? No. If there are any factories near you, no, that's in the groundwater. They're cleaning up the groundwater. If there are any of those big commercial farms near you, no, they're cleaning up the pesticides from that. Apple orchards, heck to the no, man, DDT. You'll just be poisoning yourself. So while they do hold these medicines, you do need to be aware of and conscious of where you are foraging things, especially easy to forage ones like shiitakes, and the next one we're going to talk about turkey tails because they grow everywhere. And forage ones that are in a safe, cleaner area. Go further into the woods, dive a little bit further into it. The ones that are grown for like in the grocery that you buy in the grocery stores are grown in sterile environments. They won't have quite the amount of polysaccharides or any of that in it. They'll still have them, and there's no known toxic dose for the shiitake, so eat as much of it as you want. So you can do that, but because it doesn't have those other environmental factors, it doesn't get all those extra, those really, really great like super boosted vitamins. It's not grown in real sunlight, but it also doesn't soak up the toxins from the environmental factors. So it's mostly a choice of where you are and what is best for you in your situation. So that was shiitake. Shiitake, I would say, you know, chat out on that bad boy. And shiitake, I think you can use that kind of like meats for vegetarians. Oh, is it shiitake? No, it's portobello. I was thinking because the buttons. Because white button mushroom, which is another one that you get in pizza places and you get in the grocery stores a lot. White button mushroom is an amazing, I want to say either anti-cancer or antibacterial. It's one of the two. Dried. It does really great things. Maybe I'll throw that in the next video along with the Poreo-Cocos and the Polygala tenuifolia and the Usnea lichen, which is not a mushroom, I'm aware. All right, turkey tail. Our last one. Number 3. I don't know. Number 3. Turkey tail. Turkey tail. Don't eat this. Tastes terrible. It's medicine. Natives, indigenous, use this as a tea to boost their immunity. Grows everywhere and pretty much all year. It is another phase 2 liver detoxifier. This one has really high PSK and PSPs, which are those polysaccharides that we were talking about before with the shiitake. So this one is another great source of those polysaccharides. Those polysaccharides are really important if you're fighting big diseases like cancer. So these are extra strong, and what these polysaccharides, the PSK and the PSP do is they take your natural killer cells and they enhance them. They boost them up. Natural killer cells, right? We talked about natural killer cells being with the lion's mane too. So turkey tail does this. It is exceptional at fighting cancer. This one okay, so what your body does is it pulls the disease down to macrophage, right? And then it has these T helper cells come help. And then it has these T killer cells, which are natural killer cells, come help. So the turkey tail mushroom, to my knowledge, and I'm not saying it is in fact with no like arguments or whatever, the strongest, but to my knowledge, it is the strongest booster for natural killer cells in the body. So if you were fighting cancer, you want these natural killer cells in your body because you don't want to send those cytokine storms to the part of your body that needs the help. We talked about cytokines and cytokine storms. So natural killer cells will get rid of the diseases in your body like cancer and the big, big badass diseases that you may develop throughout your lifetime. Cytokines are another thing that your body sends to help with these diseases, which are great for the smaller things, right? But what the cytokines do is they come to see what's infected and they come to help, and they're like, oh my God, it's inflamed. We need more help. We need more help. We need more help. We need more help. And then all of a sudden there are too many cytokines there and they cause what's called a cytokine storm. That cytokine storm, instead of helping, it's like poison, and it over-inflames or adds to the problem, which makes it take longer to recover from cancer, recover from these big diseases. So turkey tail, what it does is it boosts up those natural killer cells with a whole other guy, and those killer cells are like these little, the little asteroids or the little Galaga guys, pew 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 pew, you know, Space Invaders kind of thing. So it gets rid of the cancer cells. It's the best, one of the best ones for breast cancer and prostate cancer. Again, I am a herbalist. I am not a doctor. Run all this crap by your doctor, boo-boo. What you do with this information, this is just information I'm giving you. Okay, so in Japan, cancer patients, cancer protocol requires turkey tail before chemo, because oftentimes chemo is not required if they're using turkey tail. They have a different cancer regimen than we do here in the States. So it is a very diverse pathogen reducer. And we said, remember, when you hear the word pathogen, think toxin. Pathogen, toxin, same thing, okay? So it gets rid of that. It also gets rid of the chemo and radiation damages, residual that's left in your body. Now this So Chernobyl, I don't know what age range you guys are, where you're from, or how much it was advertised. Chernobyl, you know, the big meltdown, the nuclear reactor meltdown. Scientists went back years after Chernobyl. They expected it to read like these huge, high radioactive things. They had their little Geiger counters with them. They expected these huge, off-the-wall radiation levels. What they found was nature. They found that the plants were flourishing, the animals were flourishing, everything was flourishing. You know where they found the radiation? In the mushrooms, because the mushrooms had done their job and cleaned up that part of the earth. They found the highest concentration of the cleanup in the turkey tail mushrooms. That was where the highest concentration of the radiation was. So the turkey tails are exceptional at cleaning up the earth, which means they're exceptional at cleaning up your body. Again, like I said, this is the Japanese cancer protocol before chemo. So it does pull the radiation out of your body. One of the most beneficial cancers, no toxic dose known. The more you use, the better the results. This is one of the opposites of Reishi. Where Reishi is, you need to just keep that kind of small dose, maybe medium dose, and keep that kind of going the whole way. Turkey tail. The more you use boo, the faster it works, the better it works, the harder it works. With most things, we do encourage you to start small and add to it because your body handles different things. However, if you don't have the timeline to start small and build up slowly, if you just don't have it, if you're fighting bad cancers and you're like stage 3, stage 4, just you have any stage cancer and you just want to get rid of it quickly, you're going to start with 6 grams a day. That's about 12 capsules. So 6 grams a day is what you'll start with, and you're going to build up to about triple that, okay? It's not yummy. It's not yummy. I'm going to tell you again, it's not yummy. Put it in your smoothie, boo-boo. Put it in your smoothie. And if you are fighting cancer, use the turkey tail. My recommendations. This is not a prescription. This is my recommendations built based on the information in the video, this video and previous videos. My recommendation for fighting cancer would definitely be turkey tail, chaga, reishi, lion's mane. Those are some of the biggies that I would definitely recommend for these. Anyway, if you don't have the time, start with 12 capsules a day or 6 grams a day. I do the dried mushrooms because I'm not a huge fan of how mushrooms taste when they're cooked. I wouldn't eat this one cooked anyway because, again, it's a medicinal one. It doesn't taste fabulous culinarily. I'm not a fan of the texture, but I will cook with some mushroom powders. So I will cook with mushroom powders. I will drink the mushroom powders in the form of a smoothie because I don't want to drink mushroom tea. That's my choice. So you need to do what's best for you. Not what's best for me. If you love mushrooms, I still would eat turkey tail because they still taste crappy, but I would eat the hell out of some shiitake, some portobellos while you're doing this. Don't forget to give them that little sunburn and get that extra boost of vitamin D up in there, right? All right, dominant, wildcraft, clean. Make sure you look for clean areas. No trash dumps nearby, no apple orchards, no roadsides, because they do hyper-accumulate those toxins. And especially if you're looking for these to clean your body from cancer and that type of stuff, you definitely don't want to add more crap in there, do you? No. So get this turkey tail going. Just in a general cleanup, kind of a clean up the body. Clean up, everybody, everywhere. I know you guys know the cleanup song if you've had kids in the States or grandkids in the States. And have ever been inflicted with that big purple dinosaur. My daughter loved it. My granddaughter loves it. My youngest son hated it. My oldest son was too old when it came out, so it didn't matter for him. Anyway, so I hope you enjoyed this video on reishi, shiitake, and turkey tail. Next ones we will do are going to be Corea cocos, Polygala tenuifolia. I'm going to go ahead and write white button mushrooms on there because they're such a common mushroom. But they have such great benefits too. And then also Usnea lichen, which is not a mushroom, but is important for health. If you enjoy this stuff, please hit that subscribe button for me. And I do go live for members every single Sunday. We generally talk about what you would like, or we talk about subject matter that has been posted within that week if we can't come up with a subject that we just want to gab on. Yesterday ended up being more about Reiki and mushrooms and what kind of Reiki to use for specific things and which mushrooms to help with it along the way. Yeah, definitely use all your modalities together, guys. Use your sound baths with your Reiki, and use your moxibustion, your aromatherapy, and use your reflexology, and use your crystals, and use your herbs, and use your mushrooms. Yes, and your yoga for sure, because that really gets us nice and set and puts us in our body, so we are existing in this moment in time instead of outside of our body where we're just surviving and working from muscle memory. Anyway, hit that subscribe button for me. Until the next video, namaste, doodles.